Hello, everyone, and welcome to the webinar today, How to Rock a Client Event with MAPS coach Rachel Adams-Lee. And please note that this webinar is being recorded, and the recording will be sent out to everyone that is attending as well as those that have missed the webinar. So also feel free to share that link with anyone in your market center that you feel may find this very helpful in their business. If you have questions for Rachel, please type them into the questions box located in your webinar taskbar. And that's all for me, so Rachel, take it away. Oh. Can't hear you right this sec. We're going to get this audio going. Rachel, you may need to dial into the phone number listed on that email that I sent you. No.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yay, okay, and you can still see me?
That's correct.
Okay, now can you see my computer?
Cannot see your PowerPoint now.
Okay.
You'll want to go up and show screen.
Sorry, I apologize, you guys, for the fun technical difficulty. My computer died right before this started, so that's so fun. I love opportunities to be so calm and present, let me tell you. Okay, let me try this. Can you see it now?
Yeah, I can see your screen. We'll just need to play the PowerPoint.
Okay. All right, you guys, we are so in business. Who's excited? Yay. Okay, thank you so much. Come here. My husband is like a lifesaver because I tend to, be super calm all the time. Welcome, you guys. Thank you so much for your patience. I super apologize for that, but I think a lot of you on are real estate agents, and I know how realtors are. You're on realtor time. So thank you so much for the opportunity to hang out with you guys, pour into your lives, pour into your business. This is absolutely something that I love doing, and the topic today is called How to Rock a Client Event. Now, the reason that I wanted to do this topic is because I do a lot of client events, and, it does not matter what industry you're in. I know we have people from all over the map watching this today and joining us, and I'm just excited that you are here because no matter what industry you're in, it's still a relationship-based business. It's about connecting with your community, building an authentic connection, and people work with people they like, right? So, Paige, thank you so much for being on and being my rock star, making this work for me today. And you guys, I love communication and I love connection with you. So what that means is when I ask a question during this webinar, I want you to respond. I want you to be present. So if you have your cell phones, which I know mine's here, but I'm allowed to because you guys have to hear me, please silence your cell phones, okay? I want you to be present if you're doing this. One of my favorite bold laws is how you participate here is how you participate everywhere. And I intend for you to get a lot of value out of today, so let's go ahead and do this. Before we start, I'd love to know where everybody's tuning in from. Right now we have 198 of you watching. We had, I don't even know, we had 1,400 people registered for this, so that's super fun. Where are you guys hanging in from? Where are you tuning in? So let me know your name. Obviously, it's going to share it with me, but tell me your name and then where you are watching this from, so your state and city, because I'm going to watch all this later. We'll download it. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Rachel Adams Lee. I know, some of you I've probably coached, and some of you I haven't gotten the pleasure to meet yet. I am, I just celebrated my 6th year in real estate, which is so exciting for me. I got into real estate in February of 2012. I was working a full-time job at the time, and, it was intense. I was making $15 an hour, and this is 2012. And I was working at a real estate office, and I did not have my license yet. And I'm watching all these successful agents, right? And there's paychecks coming through and commission checks. And there's so much money more, much more money than I'm making. And I remember thinking, gosh, if I could just have one of those checks, like it could change my entire life, right? And, I at that point in my life, I was in a really unhealthy marriage. It was just a really dark place. So I go home and I'm literally crying myself to sleep, and it's this brutal, unhealthy environment. And then I go to the office and I'm seeing people thriving and having success. So I heard about this class called Bold. How many Bold graduates watching this? And it is a real estate course. It's a sales course. However, honestly, you guys, it's so much about mindset. I don't know how many people have taken it. If you have not taken it yet, I highly encourage it. I've now taken it 7 times. And I heard about this class, and I decided I was going to go. And, the class was, it was a really cool class. And I remember this quote that I heard that kind of shifted my entire life. And those of you watching this who've heard this story 15 times, you get to hear it for the 16th time. But this quote happened, and it was, change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. So I'm stuck in the scarcity mindset. I can't quit my job. It's safe. I know how much money's coming in. And yet, what if I did quit my job? What if I adopt an abundant mindset? Well, then there's no cap on how much money I can make, and I create my own destiny, right? So I jumped in with both feet. I really did. I got into real estate in February of 2012. I joined Keller Williams Realty in Northern California. That's where I'm coming from right now. I'm sitting in my home office. And my gosh, my first year was insane. I door knocked 200 doors a week, and I did 3 open houses a week for the first 8 months. So, if you door knock, let that sink in for a second. I door knocked 200 doors a week, and I did 3 open houses a week, right, for 8 months. Now, mind you, it took me 4 months to close my first transaction. So that is some serious commitment to the cause to keep going for 4 months with no results, right? And yet what I found is it was consistency. It was systems. It was structure. It was things that I was putting into my life that yielded a great result. So my first year in sales in real estate, I ended up selling 39 homes for $9 million. The next year was 109 homes for $19 million. The year after that was 123 homes for $35 million, and so on and so forth. And in 3 years in the industry, I hit top 1,000 agents in the entire country. And it blew my mind that happened, and I feel like I was so in it, I didn't really see all that was happening. And yet, one thing that happened for me is through this process of growth in real estate, I realized that I had a passion for coaching others and helping others achieve the same results that I did. Because I feel like sometimes in real estate, you get your business card and you're like, what now, right? If anyone's ever felt that way. And we just passed the 200 mark. You guys are doing good. There's a lot of you watching right now. So, I decided that I wanted to create a coaching course through MAPS Coaching, and it's called From Limited to Legendary, your fast track to becoming a top 1,000 agent. And it honestly was everything I wish I knew when I got into real estate, from the buyers, the sellers, the scripts, the objection handlers, communication, clients, systems, all of it. So that's why I became a coach, and that's what I teach on. And what today is going to be about is I do a lot of private coaching in my group, and today is kind of a look into what it's like to hang out with me and have me be your coach. And no pressure. I mean, obviously, I want to coach with you. However, it's up to you. I just hope this brings value to you. I got married last June to the most attractive man in America, and if any of you follow me on Facebook, you know him well, Ryan Lee. And then recently I started to do a little side hustle with shampoo. So it is really fun. My life is full and beautiful. We do a lot of travel, and we're really blessed. So this is just kind of a little snapshot of my world. Public speaker. I'm an author. I am an ambassador for an anti-sex trafficking nonprofit. Lots of different things, which is really cool. And this is a picture of our team. This is a little sneak shot for you guys because we're going to be showing some all new fun pictures, but we just went to downtown Folsom and got new photos taken. So this is our latest and greatest. And, what you're going to see here. And so when we talk about client events, a lot of what you don't just like, I'm going to throw a successful client event and see how it goes, because a lot of times when people decide they're going to do a client event, they're kind of winging it. And if you're anything like me, I majorly winged it in the beginning, and it was a very expensive learning lesson for me. So what I intend to do for you guys is share with you the right way to do it and some of the learning lessons that I had along the way. And yet it's important for me to share some of the foundation with you before we dig into the nitty-gritty, because I honestly think that if I would have done this the right way up front, it would have been so much better for my business. So first thing I want you to see here is the Rachel Adams Group. This is my brand, okay? So the logo you're seeing here, this is on absolutely everything that I do, as well as Keller Williams, because we are RESPA compliant. BRE, can't touch me. So, I really do believe that people can spot consistency and people recognize it. And I've said it before, I'll say it 50 times in this. People work with people they like, and they like you, but they need to know exactly who you are, and they need to know what you stand for. Now, your marketing, your brand, what you put out there, you guys, it's simply a reflection of who you are on the inside. It's your brand, right? So side little hack for you, and I share this every time because I love it. That logo that I created, I got it made for me on a really cool website called logomyway.com. Logomyway.com. So I'm going to actually type this in for you guys in the chat. Logomyway.com. Okay, cool. So I'm going to type that in for you guys in the chat so you can see it, because I really think that it is so important for you to use them. So what it is it's like all these people from all over the country, like Uganda and California and Australia, and you can pay anywhere from $200 to $1,200 to create a logo. And they're graphic designers. So they ask you who you are, they ask you your vibe, they ask you your audience. And then all these different designers work for you to create your logo. And I honestly encourage you just to do the minimum, which is $200. That's what mine did. And you get to create the perfect logo, and they send it to you in all the different formats you need for printing and all of that. Super cool. So that's your hack for today. And then our slogan at the bottom. So it says, we live here, we work here, we're here for you. We live here, we work here, we're here for you. Because while we live in community, we work in the community, and we're here for the community. So regardless of what you do for a living, you have a brand, you have a voice, and I encourage you to come up with a slogan that really represents who you are. All right, now let's talk a little bit about your seamless branding. Now, because I have a lot of new people joining in today, I'm going to share with you something called your RAS, and if you have already heard about this, well, you get to hear it again. So your RAS. It's your reticular activating system. It's this little thing in the back of your brain that when it's activated, you start to notice things around you, right? So take, for example, my real estate brand. What you see here is an example of my branding. My Facebook page, my e-banner, my business cards, the sign on the side of my car, my presentation folders, everything is consistent, right? Now, why is that? Well, I'm glad you asked. So the thing about this is, I would use, for example, a Ford Focus. So say you want to buy a new car and you go to the dealership and you test drive a Ford Focus and you're like, I think I like it, but because you always want to get the best deal, you're like, I'm not going to commit just yet, right? So you leave. Then what happens is you're driving down the road and you see a billboard for a Ford Focus and you're like, that is so crazy. I was just looking at that. How weird. And then you keep driving and all of a sudden you see two Ford Focuses to your left. And then I get a text message from Ryan saying I forgot to pick up milk. And so I go to the grocery store, and what's parked right next to me? You guys, it's a Ford Focus, right? It's a Ford Focus. And I'm thinking, where are these coming from? Reality is they've always been there, but now my RAS is activated to them. So I want you to think of your business just like that. How consistent are you with your brand? How consistent are you with your message, right? I don't care if you're in real estate. I don't care if you guys are tuning in from the shampoo, wherever you guys are. The thing is, your brand needs to remain consistent. And it does not have to be just one thing. I think part of the reason that people work with me is because they know I care about more than just real estate. People work with people they like, but they want to know what you're doing. They want to know what you're reading. They want to know what you're eating, where you're traveling, what makes you tick, right? And so one of the most beautiful ways that you can really expand with people is through social media. And I just did a whole social media webinar on how to build your business through Facebook. We sold 64 houses alone just on Facebook last year. So I'm passionate about that. You guys are welcome to check that out on my YouTube channel, and I'll put that in for you later. But let's talk a little bit about the relationship. Now, this is something I say all the time. Real estate, right? It is a relationship-based business. And then, by the way, we just happen to be in the business of buying and selling houses. Now, one of the things I do when I sit down with my clients is I set the expectation ahead of time. Because what I found is that when we work with a client and we're buying or selling a house, or we're in sales and we finish the transaction with them, a lot of people are like, I'm done, did it, got my sale. And reality is, that is your opportunity to start the relationship. That is your opportunity to connect with these people and build a long-term relationship, because we all know the goal of our industries is to have committed clients and raving referral partners, right? Raving fans. So I wanted to share this with you. This is something that we sit down and we do in our buyer brokers and in our listing presentations, and it's called your life audit. Because what I share with my clients is, we do a lot of really fun client events, and we do a lot of things that keep us connected together. And so what I wanted to share with you is something that I have found a lot of value in. And it's honestly called your life audit. So what I want you to do is I want you to look at this wheel. And what I want you to do is I want you to share with me where you live, your home environment. And so a lot of times they're like, well, you're going to find my house. I'm like, that's totally okay. You can give me a 1 on that one. Your health. How would you rate your health? Spiritual growth, relationship, work, family, commitment, fun. And depending upon where they rate stuff, we have a really cool sheet that is called, it's our vendor sheet. And honestly, it's everything that they need that they don't know they need. And I always say to them, my goal is to know what you need before you even know you need it. So I have this amazing sheet for you with everything you need. And the cool thing is, if they give their health like a 1 and they're moving into my area, I can suggest my 3 favorite gyms to them. If they're missing some fun in their life, then I can suggest to them top golf in our area, or a wine and painting night, or something like that. So your goal is always to add value to these people and let them know that you do client events and you do fun things all throughout the year, and you really want to be kind of their real estate agent long term. So what I was doing there is I'm setting the stage, right? I'm setting the interaction with them. Okay, so the next thing, now when you are mapping out client events, what I want you to think about is, what does your year look like? Now, when I first started doing this, you guys, coffee break. So much better. Isn't this cute? Can you guys see this? My little Lady Leaders logo. Aw, so cute. So when I wish I could talk to all of you at the same time, but really I just get to hear my voice and see my face. So what we did is I said, okay, I know that I want to add value to my clients, right? And I want to be the person they come to throughout the year. So how can I look at my business, and how can I look at my calendar and think, what are 33 ways I could add value throughout the year to my clients, right? And really, this has become kind of like the foundation for our business, because after you map it out, and it trust me, it's a little bit time consuming in the beginning, but once you map this out and it's in your calendar, you're so much more likely to stick to it. And then you can set the expectation with your clients and share with them some of the fun things they have to look forward to. Now, I always share with people, when you look at your business, I want you to look at it like, think of a chair, right? And if you have 4 legs to a chair, what are the 4 legs to your business going to be? And by that I mean, what are the main 4 ways that you have leads coming in? Well, every single one of us, we have a database, people who like us, who love us, and who would refer business to us. And the other 3 is really up to you. And for the sake of this webinar today, we're going to pretend that one of your legs of your business is client events. And bottom line, I've said it once, I will say it till I'm blue in the face. People work with people they like, and they like you. So we're going to be on this slide for a little while because this is really going to be kind of the foundation of what we do. So it talks about how to rock a client event. Now, what I'm going to do with you is I'm going to share kind of the basics of rocking a client event and what the options are and how you go through it and everything. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go through and show you some client events that I've had, go on my Facebook page and show you examples of the videos that we've done, and really hope that by the end of this, you have one or two events that you're going to commit to. And what I would ask from each one of you is I want you to send me a private message on Facebook, Rachel Adams Lee on Facebook, and I want you to tell me the 2 client events that you are committing to. And when you do that, I'm going to give you guys that 33 touch. So I'm going to give you my calendar of events as a thank you. I want to know that you are committed to this and you're not just watching this and going to take notes and then never implement it, okay? So that's your challenge, right? And if you're into it, I want you to say in. I want you to type in the comments that you are in the 2 client events you're going to take away from this. All right. Number 1, you're going to select an event. So I'm going to give you a lot of different ideas in this process. And for example, I'm going to go ahead and talk about one event that I did called Santa and Mimosas. And I'll go through how I did everything with you, but that's the one I'm going to use for this example. So number 1, you select an event. And I want you to do one that you're passionate about, right? I want you to do one that really drives you and makes you think, okay, this is good. Like there is a purpose to this, right? Number 2, pick your vendor partners. Now, what are your vendor partners? Well, you have people who you give business to, home inspectors, termite inspectors, your lenders, right? Home warranty. There's obviously some different like RESPA compliance stuff, so you have to make sure that you're within that. However, I want you to pick your people who you're going to partner with in this event, because the one thing that I learned early on is you can spend a lot of money in the wrong way if you are not prepped and ready for this, okay? So what I do is I'm really, really intentional about my vendor partners. And what I do, like I talked to you guys before, is I set the expectation. So I sit down with the vendor and I let them know, hey, I'm going to be doing this really fun event called Santa and Mimosas. I'm going to be inviting all my past clients and some of the community. And I would love to partner with you on this. You know, you and I have been working together for about 6 years now, and I know I've sent a lot of business your way, and I understand because you work with so many real estate professionals, sometimes you can't send them my way. So this would be a really great way to make this a win-win. Ooh, that's a good script, right? So you pick your vendor partners, and you set the expectations. You know, this is how much I think it's going to cost, all of that. Create a marketing piece, which I'm going to share with you guys some examples. My favorite website, which I'm going to type it in here for you guys, is called Canva.com, which a lot of you guys know that. So you would go on Canva, and it is a totally free website. It's awesome. So it's a completely free website, and you can design all your flyers. So you're going to create a marketing piece, and this marketing piece you're going to be able to use through text message, through Facebook, and also through email. Then the next thing you do is you make a Facebook event. So a lot of people just think, well, I'm just going to call people or send an email. Well, have you had the success? Have you had the audience? Have you had the engagement at your client event that you wanted? If you hadn't, well, then this is something you're missing. So first you create a Facebook event for your Santa Mimosas. Then you're going to dial in your scripts. Now, I'm huge on scripts. As you guys know, I do a lot of scripts in my coaching, whether it's for sale by owner, expired, any different industry, right? I'm huge on scripts, objection handlers, templates, like that's kind of my jam. And so when you dial in scripts, you're obviously going to have wording on your marketing piece, right? But then you're also going to have wording on your text message. So when I did my Santa Mimosas, I said, you know, hey, Kelly, this is, you know, and if they have my cell phone, I don't have to be like, this is Rachel Adams Lee, because they're like, yeah, I get it. You're saved in my phone. You sold my house. However, sometimes, and no judgment, sometimes we haven't kept up with our clients as we need to. So if that's the case, hey, Kelly, this is Rachel Adams Lee with Rachel Adams Group, Keller Williams Realty. I sold your house back in 2012. Sorry, it's been a little while. You have been on my mind, so I wanted to invite you to something really exciting we're doing. On Saturday, December 23rd, we're doing a really fun event called Santa and Mimosas. You know, I don't know if you're planning on taking pictures with Santa. However, I highly encourage you to do so with a mimosa in hand. We're doing a really fun event. It's totally free. I'd love to see you and your family. So I do a voicemail with that. I will send an email with that, and I will send a text message, obviously a little shorter, with the image, the cute little image that I created on Canva. Oh, it's so well received. So you dial your script, then you call them, you text them, then you make a Facebook post. So you have your Evite, right, or your events on Facebook, and then you also are going to do a Facebook post on your personal page. Going to do your business. You guys know that if you watch my social media webinar, and if you haven't yet, I encourage you guys to do it. You know, all of those referrals, all 64 came from my personal page. So yes, I definitely post on my business page, and my personal page is really where it kind of jams for me. And then I email my database to invite them. And I will tell you that I always, at my client events, I always have a table with people to register. I'm going to show you a really cool trick for how you get people to register, because I think a lot of times you're like, what do I do? What do I say to them now? How do I get their information? I feel awkward. So we're going to go through that. Okay, let me get back onto this. Okay, so expectation conversation. This is just a visual of what I kind of chatted with you guys about, but this is what you can expect from me, and this is what I expect from you. And so I actually take this paper to my meetings with the lenders or with my vendor that I'm going to be doing the business with, just to say it's this date, it's this time. What can you bring the tables? The table covers, the lighting. I will take care of the DJ, the this, the that, whatever your event is. I don't know why I have a DJ at mine, but I just threw it on in. Okay, so now I wanted to share with you a couple fun ideas that I had throughout the different client events that we do throughout the year. So you saw my 33 touch, and then what I want to do with you guys is I want to show you some fun events, and then you, like I said, go to my private Facebook page, send me the 2 events you're going to do, and I will send you that 33 touch as a thank you, okay? So celebrate the new year. This is a really fun one. So client events, you guys, I'm going to give you some actual ones you do in person, but I'm also going to give you some examples of posts and things that you can do to add value. Remember, that 33 touch, it was about adding value 33 times throughout the year. So if people are planning on doing something for New Year's, why don't you be the person to bring to them locally what's happening? People work with people they like, and if you are constantly adding value to their lives, it's pretty exciting. Baseball schedules, football schedules, we always share that. That can be a post, a text message, an email. People are 90% more likely to read a text message than they are open an email, so I'm all about the text. Easter Bunny and Mimosas. So you guys are going to notice a theme with me. Shocking. I like my mimosas, and I like to throw events with them. I'm kind of known as the mimosa realtor. I'm okay with that. So we throw a fun event called Easter Bunny Mimosas, and this is a marketing piece, right? So what you're seeing right here is it says Easter Bunny Mimosas. Here's the wording, right? Like join the Rachel Adams group for a free community event and get your picture with the Easter Bunny. Where to see the fireworks? This is, okay, so this is created on Canva, and this is free, my friends. All you have to do is be willing to go on Google, find the locations, and send this out. These are so fun. It's not necessarily an event, and yet it's adding value. Where to see Christmas lights? This is Christina. She's actually she used to be an agent on the team, but she's now the director of operations. All of this created on Canva, like so cute. You guys know I like my colors. Okay, so this one is a phenomenal event that you can do in any industry, real estate specifically though, and it's a canned food drive. So I want to share with you guys how this one came about, and then also I'm going to give you the exact script you're going to use so that you can get your clients' information and you can invite them to come to future events without worrying or feeling stressed. Because I think a lot of people, the hardest part is asking for the business, right? Well, the other hardest part is getting their information. And I, like, no judgment. If you guys are worried about that or it gives you anxiety, all good. I hear you. Let's talk. So I had this aha. I'm in my second year in real estate. I'm a new baby green little agent. And at that point in my life, I wore my name tag everywhere. Like, let me know, I like the communication. Do you wear your name tag everywhere? Because I wear my name tag everywhere. Grocery store, gym. I'm telling, like, until I go into the gym, I'm like, okay, now I'll take it off. So I have my name tag on, and I'm sitting in line at the grocery store, and I know that everyone I talk to at that point, I'm to say, do you want to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? And yet the thing for me is those, the aggressive script never totally worked well for me. I find that with scripts, you have to put your own personality and your own view into it, right? And so I had this aha moment. Instead of asking the one cashier if they want to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, I thought, I want to do something bigger. I want to do something that leaves a legacy. And so I went to the cashier and I said, hey, can I please speak to your manager? And they're like, what? Like, what? Why? What did I do? I'm like, no, you're good. Can I speak to your manager? And they said, yeah. So I get the manager and I said, hey there, can I please have 100 brown grocery bags? Now I'm in California, so now they charge us 10 cents a bag, so that'd be $100. Do you guys get charged for your bags? I don't know statewide if they do it where you are, but we get charged for them now. Anyways, at the time I didn't get charged, so he's like, well, why do you want them? And I said, well, because I really feel that I want to do a canned food drive in my local area as a real estate agent. And, last year we sold, so if I was doing it now, I'd be like, last year we sold 147 houses, and that's, 147 families that I could potentially, help this holiday season. And he was like, okay, like whatever. So he gives me the brown bags. Now this marketing piece, okay, this is a picture of a flyer that I stapled to those brown grocery bags, okay? So my whole team got together, we had a staple party, and then we door knocked the neighborhood. So we picked out a neighborhood in our farm. You could pick any neighborhood you want, right? And what it says is it's a canned food drive. Please join the Rachel Adams Group at Keller Williams Realty to help those in need by providing food for them, for needy families in our community. Give me a call, blah, 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 right? So you're seeing this. I door knock. So when I knock on the door, I say, hey there, my name's Rachel Adams Lee with Keller Williams Realty. I just wanted to let you know that I'm your local real estate expert. I live in the community, I work in the community, and I'm here for the community. Our goal this holiday season is to help feed 25 families who might not be able to afford a Thanksgiving meal this holiday season. Would you want to potentially participate? And as I'm saying that, I hand out the bags. And what happens when you hand something out? Well, they want to take it from you, right? So then I say, they do that, and I say, what I would love is if you wouldn't mind giving me your information. Sorry, you guys, I have a lash falling in my eye. I would love to get your information because I would, if it's okay with you, I'd love to show you a picture of the family that you helped feed. What? Have you ever done that? Right? You don't have to be so nervous about asking for their information because these people are giving you canned food, right? And I have a pickup time. I say, we're going to be coming by from 12 to 4 next Friday. You can leave it outside. Just give me a call and I'll be ready to come pick it up for you. And it's engagement, it's communication. And then I will tell you, majority of the agents will not follow up with those people, but you're the type of agent that it is going to do what you say you'll do. Then what you do after that is this is called evidence of success. And this is equally as important as knocking on that door because it shows consistency and follow-up. So what you see here on the left is a picture of us stapling all of the flyers to our brown grocery bags, right? And then this year what we did is we partnered with Blue Heart International, which is an anti-sex trafficking nonprofit. And so what you see in the middle is this U-Haul that we absolutely filled to the brim, you guys, with food donations. So each of our agents went to their own individual farms, collected groceries, right? And then we were able to fill an entire U-Haul truck. It was amazing. And I will tell you, our goal was 25 families. We were able to help feed 51 families. Now, these are women who have been in sex trafficking and have been taken off the streets and are being rehabilitated. Talk about leaving a legacy, that is huge. And so you don't have to think a client event is just you spending a ton of money and a ton of energy and all this stuff. It doesn't have to be that way, okay? Now, another one that's really cool is called Suits for Soldiers. So this is a really neat event. So again, a lot of how I do business happens to be door knocking, right? That's just part of it. So what happens often is we are door knocking and people feel like, oh, it's just for an open house, or oh, it's just for this. Well, there's so much more to it, right? So what I say is have a cause. Have a reason you're going to knock on that door. So we created something called Suits for Soldiers. I have a huge spot in my heart for veterans, and a cause was brought to me that a lot of times men and women come back from overseas and they want to get a job, but sometimes finances are really tight and they can't even afford a suit. And so we were participated in the suit drive. Well, let's take that one step further. So what we did is we held a phenomenal event called Suits for Soldiers, and we collected suits from all over the county, all over the area, and we partnered with the local Veterans Association. Then what happens is you set a date and you set a time, and all of these suits come in, right? And then you actually set a date where you connect with a Veterans Association. And not only do you bring the suits to them, but we hired tailors, you guys, a tailor to come in and custom fit a suit. And I will tell you, I had this woman call me, and she was crying, and she said that her husband lost his leg overseas. And the fact that they can't afford a suit for him and that we were going to give them one, and he doesn't have to just tie it off with a hair tie, and instead it can, like, be fit to him. I'm telling you, these are the events that matter. And again, see what resonates with you, right? Like, I'm like a cry fest. Like, you guys know how I am in life. So I tend to be like smushy, and I want to just hug people. So I have client events so I can hug people. That's really how I built my business. Okay, now this one's super fun, and I get to show you guys some extra video tips on it. This is called Mommies and Mimosas and Kids and Crafts. Now, this is how the whole mimosa adventure started with me. So I am the last one of my girlfriends without kids, or almost, and I know that Gary Keller says, you know, we need to lead generate 2 hours every day. Now, for those of you watching that don't know what lead generate means, it means that you are taking your time, you are time blocked, and you are focusing, you are committed to generating more business, to calling, door knocking, doing open houses, business-to-business connections, client events, social media, whatever it is, but you are generating leads. So we call it lead generation in our business. So I know we're supposed to lead generate for 2 hours every day. And there's some days, you guys, I don't want to. And I know some of you feel me out there. So I thought, how can I build my business and yet, you know, still have fun with this, right? Because sometimes, like, you don't want to call a for sale by owner, you don't want to call them expired, and I get it. So what I did is I said, okay, I am going to create this event called Mommies and Mimosas and Kids and Crafts. So I called my girlfriend, Mackenzie, and she runs a local moms group, right? And I said, hey, Mackenzie, would you be okay if I host an event called Mommies and Mimosas and Kids and Crafts? And she was like, well, why? Are you going to talk, like, we don't want to do a home buying seminar. I'm like, no, girl, that's not what it is. I'm going to host an event, and it's going to be 3 hours. It's totally free for you. I want to give the moms a break. And she was like, okay. So my first one started at her house, you guys. It started at her house. And because I'm not a mom, she wouldn't let me post in her group. And I was like, darn it, you know. So because she's not a mom, I couldn't get in the group. However, I was able to give her the flyer. She put it in her own Facebook page, right? So there was like 200 and something women in the group. 38 of them came. And the whole event was just about them. It's connecting. I had friendly snacks for the kids, you know, allergy-free, like don't do peanuts. I learned that the hard way. There's allergies. I swear, like when I have a kid, I'm going to be coming to all of you for advice because it's been some learning lessons. So anyway, so I do this event. I have the snacks for the kids, the snacks for the moms. I had cute little pictures. One of them said kid juice and one of them said mommy juice instead of like actually pouring mimosas. I'm like, no, time effective, right? And it was amazing. So my whole event was 2.5 or 3 hours. I did not talk about real estate the entire time. I didn't because that people kind of expect that, and I don't want that to be what it's about. I want to build authentic, genuine connections with these people, right? So then what happens is the next thing that I do is I stand up at the very, very end, and no one leaves early because, like, free mimosas, hello. And I said, hey, I want to thank you so much for coming to Mommies and Mimosas, Kids and Crafts. You know, this is one of my favorite things to do. Now, I did want to let you know that I thought you deserved a little break. And they're like, woo, you know, to have their mimosas and stuff. And I said, I also want to let you know a few things. So I'm actually a local real estate agent in the area. And a lot of things are happening with houses right now. You know, if you're looking to sell your house, people are actually netting more money for their house than they thought they were. And I can actually give you a free estimate of your home within 24 hours. So no pressure, but I'd love to help if you want me to. If you're looking to buy a home, well, interest rates are still really low, and you can get a great deal on a house in this market. And if you're renting right now, well, you might be able to own your own home for less than you're paying someone else's mortgage. So no pressure, ladies, but I'll be around. 3-hour events. This one cost me $479, and I made $2.5 million in production. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. Like what a cool event. So then it kind of spurred more and more and more. And I thought, okay, it's not only, first you start with just your immediate sphere, right? The business owner, the one person that has a sphere around them. And then I'm going to expand. Then I'm going to say, what about if I went bigger? What if I made this a community event? So this flyer right here is really cool. This is a flyer that we did for a community event. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys. So this is the marketing piece: bounce house, face painting, arts and crafts, family photos, petting zoo, mimosas for mommies, juice for kids, snacks for kids, and shopping. Now, there is a huge, huge movement right now for the whole mompreneur movement, right? So it's the stay-at-home mom kind of thing, or not stay-at-home. And I really wanted to support those women. So there's a lot of them that do a lot of the different businesses. One of them made like amazing like school books for children. Another one was like LuLaRoe. Then there's like Monat, the shampoo. Then there was like Arbonne, right? So all these different businesses. But the one thing is that I am the real estate professional who's supporting these businesses, supporting these business owners and helping them grow. We talk all the time about having a win-win relationship with people. You can't win more than that, because all these vendors who come to your event, they're growing their business, and they're going to remember that you're the person that helped them do that. And then when they have someone who wants to buy or sell in real estate, who do you think they're going to come to? So I want to show you guys a cool little video that I did. Let's see if I can make this happen. I'm on my husband's computer, so I am going to try and make this work. Let's see. This is working. Okay. So Mommy's Mimosas. Oh, you guys, look at us doing stuff. Okay. You ready? I hope you can hear this.
Hey guys, Rachel Adams here with the Rachel Adams Group at Keller Williams Realty, and welcome to Mommies and Mimosas. I had this crazy idea because I thought, what are two things moms like? Well, they like mimosas and they like a break. So we created this awesome event called Mommies and Mimosas and Kids and Crafts. Hang out with us in Folsom. We do this beautiful community event where you can come. It's completely free. We've got face painting, miniature horses, family photos, lots of shopping. You know that whole movement with mompreneurs? Well, they are all around us. You are not going to believe the variety of amazing things these moms have brought for the kids and their littles. So come to Folsom, hang out with us. It's a beautiful way to spend an afternoon, and we're so excited to be your real estate team of choice.
Okay. So the reason that I wanted to share that with you is a couple things. One, it's evidence of success. Two, you can kind of see how it goes. But one of the really fun things in the way I got information from this one is I actually asked people, so everyone who, every vendor who came to the event, I asked them to donate one item. So we had this huge gift box of fun, free gifts. And every person who came in, they got to enter their name on a raffle ticket, and they had to sign in. And so what I love about that, you guys, is that enables me to be able to follow up with these people. So A, I get to give something fun and a prize, because people always love to win prizes. So I always like to have some giveaway at the front of all my client events so that they have a reason to want to fill in information, right? And then the second piece to it is then I can follow up with them. And so I usually would follow up with them, and I would just say, thank you so much for coming to Mommies and Mimosas, Kids and Crafts. We had so much fun. I wanted to thank you for coming out today. And, check weather ahead of time. This one, it ended up being 111 degrees that day, you guys. I felt so bad. We had like kids passing out, and it was like, oh, learning lessons. I'm telling you, learning lessons. However, when you do it, like you invite your sphere, right? You invite your audience to these events, and the evidence of success, the follow-up afterwards, is almost as more important than actually doing the event, because what happens is people, they want the invite. They want to be in the cool crowd, right? And what starts to happen for most of us is the majority of the people out there, when you send an email, and if you're anything like me, first thing I do is I wake up in the morning and I look through my phone and I say, who can I delete today? Like, what can I delete? Because I don't even open it. I just look based off who sent it to me, and I'm like, you know what? I don't think so, and I'm done. So when you're constantly adding value to these people and doing fun events, then they want to hang out with you, and they feel that it's, like, oh, cool, Rachel's emailing me. What's she doing now? And then this is just some fun pictures. A cool thing, too, is Fox 40 heard about our Mommies and Mimosas and Kids and Craft event, and they came to one of them, and they wanted to hang out with us. And I had no idea where they would take it, and the way that they ended up taking it was they interviewed me as the real estate agent who gave back to the community. That's how they saw this event, and I thought, how cool is that? Like, that's what I want to be known for, right? This is the visual for our Santa and Mimosa event, and like I said, so we do a Facebook page, we do a Facebook event, we do a post on our page, we do a text message with this, and so what I want to show you guys next, this is going well, I'm kind of excited that I'm able to use my husband's computer. You guys should have seen me when it wasn't working. I was a little bit of a psychopath, so I need to give him a big hug after this. Let's see. Okay, so this is the post that we did on our team page, and then this is the video that we posted. So videos, obviously, if you guys watch my social media training, you know that videos get the highest ranking views, well over a post. So this was the video that we did.
We are so excited. It is the time for one of our favorite events. What is it? It is called Santa and Mimosas. We partnered with Evangelist Scott of Finance of America Mortgage, and what we are doing is, well, if you're planning on taking pictures of Santa, we highly encourage you to do so with a mimosa in hand. December 16th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., 950 Glen Drive in Golden. We cannot wait to see you. And what? Santa?
I swear, you guys, they're so cute. I love these people. So anyway, that is really fun. The connection, the personal touch, people work with people they like. And if you're constantly doing fun things, people want to connect with you. And then evidence of success. This is a fun picture that we did, just some kiddos. And the one thing I will share with you, and this is something that I absolutely encourage you to do because, again, learn from my mistakes. If you're going to post pictures of your clients' children, get their permission before you do it. So on the registration sheet, I do a little asterisk that says that by signing in, you understand that we could use the photos for other marketing purposes. It's really important. I've had some upset people come back at me and be like, I don't want my child posted on social media. And that's my fault, honestly. I need to think bigger and think, you know what I mean? Like, it's not my kid. And I'm like, oh my gosh, your kid's so cute. I'm going to post your child. And that isn't everybody's go-to. So learn from my mistakes yet again. Okay, now this is something that's really fun. I had a luxury listing, and I'm actually going to be doing a Facebook Live on my page, and I will do it next week for you guys. Guarantee you I'm going to cry because it was such an emotional thing for me. However, it's all about how I finally broke into the luxury market. I wanted to be in the luxury market, no joke, since I got into real estate, and it took till my 6th year to really break in. So I'm going to share with you my story of how I got this luxury listing over 4 other agents and how that's now just snowballed into where I took 2 listings this week that are both one's $1.50 and one's $1.38. So super cool. But what I wanted to share with you is this. So your open houses, that can be a client event, you guys. That can be something where you get to connect with your community yet again. So, and I want you to be not afraid to put your personality and your voice and your heart into it. So people told me, Rachel, with luxury, it's an entirely different ballgame. You can't have, you're a little bit too fluffy. You're a little bit too peppy for luxury. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, obviously with you guys, I'm a little like, but with luxury, I can tone it down and I can do my presentation and right? Well, what I realized was the reason I got this listing, and I'll dig into it later with you guys next week, the reason I got this listing is because I was myself and because I shared, that we sold 64 houses from Facebook and social media is huge and the video and all of that. So, and people in luxury said, Rachel, do not use, like, I know you're an emoji happy person, do not use emojis in your luxury listing. And I was like, okay. Well, this was the post that I made, you guys, for my open house. And there was a video that went along with it of me inviting people to come to our custom open house. and this is the visual. So I just shared this with you because I want you to be you. I want you to celebrate who you are and know that you are good enough and you are smart enough, and the people who are lucky enough to work with you, it's because they authentically want to be a part of your life and think that you should be a part of theirs. Now, this is a really cool one. Oh my gosh, his computer's running low. Awesome. I don't think that we're going to time out. Okay, so this one's really neat. I encourage all of you to create something like this. So we're gearing to the end of this. I know we've been on, and you guys have been so wonderful and tuning in. We had like nobody tune off, so that always makes me feel good. So this is a really cool thing that I encourage every single one of you to do. So obviously, when you are doing business, you cannot be afraid to ask for the referrals and ask for the business. So every single time I teach you guys, I ask for the business. I say, you know what? I'm in Northern California, and if you have anybody looking to buy in Sacramento, I'm your girl, right? But this visual right here, it was created on Canva. You know how on Facebook, when there's all these different Facebook groups and people, you're getting tagged and stuff in them? This one is so neat because what this is for you is this is an opportunity for you to not only say, oh, you know, I work in Sacramento, I love your referral. Boom, you pop this image in. It takes it to another level of professionalism. It shows how to contact you. This is brilliant, you guys. And what do you see? It's branded. It's consistent. Every one of you should have these. And also, you're totally welcome to send your referrals to me in Northern California. Okay, beating the Facebook algorithms. This one's really cool. I know we're getting short on time, and I might have a couple questions, so I just want to go through a couple more things with you. At this moment, and if you guys, again, so go to my YouTube channel. So it's YouTube/Rachel Adams Lee. You can watch the Social Media 101 training. At this moment, almost everyone is seeing about 7% of your posts because that's all that the algorithm allows. It's going to be changing the end of June, I'm told. However, at this time, you want to be able to have more people interact with you and build a deeper connection. So one of the ways to do that, and it's really, really simple, it's doing a private message. This is just a screenshot of my personal Facebook page, but this shows you where the private message is available. I want you guys to go on and private message someone. And the way I want you to start to do it, this is your challenge, is today, tomorrow. It's a 2-day challenge. I want you to see who is having a birthday. Who is having a birthday? And on their birthday, instead of writing on their wall, I want you to send them a private message, okay? People are more likely to respond to a private message than they are on their wall. And if on your birthday, you get like 300 messages, right? And it's hard to follow through and follow up. Normally, you just do that blanket like, thank you, everyone, for your birthday message, right? Like everyone does that. I challenge you to private message people, beat that algorithm, because the highest you can get, you guys, is 40%. But that means 40% of your people are seeing your messages. So be intentional about building your business. Again, the point of Facebook is to get interaction. So I encourage you guys, you're more than welcome to follow along with my Facebook page. I do a lot of free coaching on there. I do coaching also on my YouTube page. And, you know, it is really important to make sure that when you are in business, you're surrounding yourself with the right people. You're surrounding yourself with people who want your goals to happen for you. You dream big. You have things you want to aspire to, and you're surrounding yourself with the right people. So this is how you guys can connect with me on Instagram. I'm Rachel Adams Lee. Facebook, Rachel Adams Lee. And then my YouTube is YouTube/Rachel Adams Lee. The last part to this, which is always my favorite, is so if you got value out of today, if you feel like, oh my gosh, this alone, or the way she talks, maybe she's talking to me, I have a MAPS coaching group that is 10 weeks. It is $349, and it starts the second week in June on Monday. So the website is at the bottom here. It's www.limitedtolegendary.com. So it's a 10. Oh my God. Okay, well, you guys can still hear me. Sorry, the computer just died. So it's a 10-week webinar series with a half hour of live Q&A, and it's in a private Facebook mastermind group. So what this means is that, you know, you are able to connect with me privately, and we are able to talk about your business. So 10 weeks, each webinar is pre-recorded. It's about 30 to 60 minutes. So we start out talking about the mega agent mindset. So what's the mindset behind a mega agent or someone really successful? And then second, we talk about your marketing and your branding. We actually help you redo your branding and come up with your slogan and everything. And again, I always get the question, who can take this? Do I have to be in real estate? What is this for? anybody can take this. There are things you're going to find value in, and it is mostly for real estate, right? 10x the buying process. We have a 92% acceptance rate for buyers' offers in this market. 10x the selling process. I mean, do you know how to master listings? Because that is the lifeblood of our business. Personal growth equals business success. Raising your leadership lid. I know that one of the biggest things that I'm passionate about is learning how to be a more effective leader. And then after that, you know, when you're ready to grow, are you ready to grow your business? How are you going to grow your business? So again, the website is www.limitedtolegendary.com. It starts the second week in June, and it's $349 for 10 weeks. Now, in our private Facebook mastermind group, it is so much fun. Every Monday at 10:30 Pacific time, I do live coaching with you. So I'm connecting with you. I'm growing your business. I'm asking you what's happening, and we're actually in real time talking about a transaction that you have, or how you're going to get through this new hire, or what's a script or an objection handle or any of that. And so the cool thing about this is after you graduate, you get to stay in the group, you guys. So we have people who graduated from the program and they're still in the group, and it's just really exciting. So to date, I've coached 778 people in my coaching, and I would be honored to be your coach for the next 10 weeks. So with that, I will open it up if you guys have any questions. We have just a few minutes left, and I do apologize with the technology today. First, my computer died, and then my husband's computer died, so you don't get to see my fancy face anymore, but you still get to hear my voice. Paige, do we have any questions? Hello? Okay, well, I'm going to assume that we don't have any questions. I thank you all so much for your time today. I cannot wait to connect with you personally on social media, and I would love to be your coach over the next 10 weeks. So you guys take care of yourselves.